Welcome back to Dividend Obsession. I recently started a series on my channel called Dividend Discussion that's going to allow other dividend investors to tell their story. One of the goals of this series is to allow each of us to grow through the experiences and lessons of others to make us all better dividend investors. Now, if you're watching this video, this is just a short clip from the full interview, so if you enjoy it, make sure you click on the link at the end of this video for the full interview. I know back in the day that they used to charge, trading fees and
We
stuff.
used to do those calculations on an abacus and would run down the street with my stock certificate in hand.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, for dividend stuff, you actually get a paper check. Like there wasn't, I don't know that there was a drip. Like you'd actually
Drip was not a thing. And honestly, I can't tell you really when it became a thing because again, I've never really considered myself a dividend investor. I've always considered myself an investor.
Yeah.
In the mutual fund and the entire time that I've been in the ETF world, it's always been an option. So I can't tell you when the individual stock world, when it became common with brokerages.
Yeah.
Right. And over the years, man, I've went through, I don't know how many different brokerages, some good, some bad. Couple of bad advisors. The guy that I learned from, he ended up retiring. Two other guys, a father and son duo, took it over. Then the father retired, so the son is still there. He's a little bit younger than me. He's kind of moved on from. He's a wealth management guy now, but they keep me because I've been there longer than they have.
Yeah.
And I'm good friends with him. He's a great guy. But every once in a while, a couple times a year, I pick up the phone and see what they're up to out there. And
cool.
I have a long-term, my original IRA, Roth IRA, and traditional, the military or government's version of that, the thrift savings plan, I rolled into them, and that's it's probably about 55% of my portfolio. It's kind of my long-term, don't touch, don't do anything with.
Yeah.
Not so much background, but it's there and I can be more active in other areas. I don't have to worry about, that kind of piece of it. So,
yeah. Well, so with drip not being a thing or whenever it became a thing, and you have to be conscious of when you buy and sell because there are commission fees on all of those.
Yeah.
I wonder if that actually made people back then, like, people that are of a certain age that actually had to go through that. I wonder if it made them more prone to be buy and hold investors versus like today's generation where Robinhood and everywhere else is free trading. You can buy and sell as much as you wish and it's no issue.
Yes and no. For all the hate that Robinhood gets, they gave us free trading, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't that long ago. I have an E-Trade account, and 5 years ago, E-Trade was a low cost brokerage, and that was one of the reasons I got them. At the time, I was still pooling together purchases because you're paying a $8 commission on it, right? Mm-hmm. And so to me, commission-free trading has been a huge thing. To get kind of to your answer there or your question, back in the day when you were paying big commissions, it was a lot to pull the trigger. Mm-hmm. And you have to scrape together a decent amount of money. $50 commission on $1,000, that's 5% off the top.
Well, and you couldn't, it wasn't even really, from what my dad was telling me before, is like you couldn't even, there was no fractional shares, and two, exactly. You had to buy lots of shares at a time. So you would have to go in there with bigger chunks of money.
You can buy a share, but you buy $100 share and pay a $50 commission.
Yeah,
right?
It wasn't worth it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
even with low cost brokerages, a few years ago, USAA, my first kind of self-directed brokerage was with them. I think they were at $7 or $8. E-Trade was a low cost brokerage. They were at $6 or $7. Mm-hmm. So if you care about, on $100, that's still what, 7-8% or 6%, if I can do math.
Yeah.
That you're taking off the top. So that's a thing. Nowadays, with commission free, you can put limit orders in on, for one share of something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think it's awesome. I think we are definitely in the golden era of investing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of awesome opportunities out there with fractional shares. E-Trade does automatic investing in ETFs now. To me, I think that's huge. I think it's a game changer. $25 a month, weekly. Down to, so you can, somebody that's putting in, $400 a month, $100 a week, you can have 4 different positions that are buying at $25.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
To me, that's pretty cool.
You could do that on Robinhood too. I started with Robinhood, and you could do that on Robinhood where you can set it up where I'm going to add this much money to the account, and I want this much of that money to go into this stock, this stock, this stock, and it just does it automatically, which is that like you said, it's the blessing in disguise. And Charlie Munger says, often the best thing to do is nothing. And you just literally hands off, and a lot of times you get in your own way when you start touching stuff. So you're better off not to.
Even now, obviously, I have way more time to spend investing, and I love it, right? It's somewhere along the line, it became a hobby. Absolutely love it. Love talking about investing with folks. Love the Facebook groups most of the time. And talking investing with people in real life too. But yeah, I mean, it's, the U.S. financial markets, they're the greatest wealth creator in the history of wealth creation, right? It's incredible.
Yep. I really hope you all enjoyed that clip. Please make sure you guys leave a like on the video as it helps me grow my channel. And don't forget to subscribe for dividend related content and other interviews. If you're interested in being added to the interview list, send me an email at dividendobsession@gmail.com and I'll be in touch. Again, this was just a short clip of the full interview. If you're interested in the full interview, check that out right here. But until next time, see ya.